Today is September 18th, and you're watching Adhdz News. Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Adhdz News. I have a lot of news today. Let's get started then, alright? So, our first story actually comes from the US. It's not as surprising as one would have expected, but concerning all of the high development of superheroes and everything that's been occurring, we actually have a fictional new president. That's right, Captain America. Show the picture. Captain America is actually going to be nominated for president, or not nominated, but set into office as president of the United States after, September 26th, I believe, so next Wednesday on issue 16 as well. It's actually part of the new universe that Marvel is actually releasing. It's a set of series that's called The Ultimates, and what it is basically set on an alternate universe. This is actually being produced and made. It's actually something new for Captain America, and it actually fits him pretty well since we all know that he was actually from World War II, the whole history format and everything. And ever since he, hit Hitler in the jaw on one of the episodes, on the very first episodes as well, it's been known that he's been very patriotic. In the series itself, Captain America only accepts the role to actually reunite the United States after a lot of actual hardships that the U.S. has been going through. Sam Humphries is actually the writer who's actually writing the story itself, and he's saying that Captain America is a American defender ever since World War II, and it is very true. I mean, ever since World War II, and everything's been portrayed as, the best of the U.S., and in this new issue that's going to be released, hopefully we'll find out how it's going to be. Alright guys, so moving on forward to story 2 of the day. It actually involves our buddies over there on the other side of the world. It's actually China and Japan. They are actually involving right now in big arguments and disputes. What do you ask, maybe? Robots? And no, actually it's nothing to do with robots or anime or any kind of weird Japanese shows or Chinese cultural wise communism things. In fact, it's actually something very, very different. What ends up happening is that as of Tuesday, Japan and China have been going over a dispute, basically international waters relationships. What happens is that supposedly Japan had actually entered Chinese waters, but that was actually supposedly a reaction of what Japan said, that China had entered Japanese waters. So now the big dispute's going on, and basically, check this out. Anti-Japanese riots have reignited. It's basically a reaction towards the anniversary of when Japan used to actually colonize and took over a big portion of China as well. If you guys remember, it was around 1931 that before World War II, World War II basically when it erupted and all that stuff, when Japan, the Emperor of Japan actually went over to China, started colonizing China. Emperor of Japan started colonizing China. Yes. Yeah. Well, anyways, what basically ends up happening is that right now a lot of Japanese stores and businesses in China are actually closing down and leaving. One of the things actually that a lot of the actual protesters have been going to the Japanese embassy and protesting and throwing water bottles and things like that. So I mean, it's escalating really bad, and a lot of Chinese protesters are actually telling the Japanese to get out, or filthy dogs, get out of here, slogans, things like that. So the thing is that so far no actual threat has been made, but what it is happening is that right now a lot of these arguments are actually going to be causing business relationships to go down. That basically states that us as the U.S. that imports a lot of Chinese and Japanese products as well, mostly Chinese, we might have some kind of effect with it economically wise, and maybe, let's see, productive wise in trading formats as well. So let's see what happens, but actually that's about it, and just basically stating that 6 Japanese warships or Chinese warships are gone into Japanese warships and blah blah blah, and yeah, you know that. That's about it. Alright guys, so this is our third show, story, propaganda, mass media, protection-wise, blah, 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 blah. That's the third story of the day. So this one's actually going to be, so if you guys are any kind of resident of Texas or Mexico itself, or even the South region of Texas as well, be very cautious when exiting your door outside. Why, you may ask? Because an actual article just came out stating that around 130 Mexican inmates escaped. Yeah, and the best part, or worst part is, actually worst part is that it's actually on Piedras Negras, actually across Eagle Rock, Texas. Now, get this, guys. They didn't just escape at night or anything like that, or like, dig tunnels or anything like that with spoons or anything. No, this was an actually daytime escape. Not only that, but they escaped through a 21-foot long tunnel that's 4 feet wide, and as well, they were using electric cables and ropes. Now, right now, as we're stating, is that the Attorney General of Coahuila right now, Homero Ramos Gloria, is actually his team. Well, basically the whole team itself is actually, they're going into pursuit after the inmates, and as well they're having detained 3 employees of the actual prison, including the director, and they want to know is basically, how did this happen? 130. Now, usually we know that majority of the times drug gangs or drug cartels or anything like that usually tend to help or assist escaping of inmates, but in this case it's that there's too many of them, and especially it was too elaborate for it to just be any kind of thing. Other than that, one thing that we can know is that right now the U.S. officials and Customs Border Protection defense system, well, no, I'm just kidding, but actually the U.S. has already been aware of this, or well known by this, for an email, and as of right now, about 5,000 policemen from Mexico are actually on the search for what's going on right now. It's unsure of what's going to happen, but it's not the first time this actually happens. Here, let me read you something really quick. Let me read to you, okay. So in 2010, more than 150 inmates broke out of the prison in Nuevo León across the Rio Grande Valley from Laredo, Texas. 41 guards were charged with aiding in that escape, the largest in Mexico in recent years. So more than likely, what my theory is that yes, probably the actual prison officials were the ones that helped or aided the escape of the inmates. So we'll find out on what's going to happen in later news. So just keep aware on your actual newscasts, shows, and I guess let's see what they say as well. Alright guys, so for our last story of the day, and yes, it is our last story of the day, but I will be able to go on to that part and see things that go fly by. Cookie part monster that eats cookies and yum yum food. Yes. Okay, so our next story is actually the last one of the day. It's actually for the car junkies, and this is actually a really great news if by any chance you like the McLaren. What actually ends up happening is that right now the new McLaren, the P1, after following the 1990s F1 series as well, has been released in photographs, and it looks amazing. Honestly, I kind of think it looks ugly, but that trunk, ooh, that trunk has junk in the trunk. Oh yeah. Let me read to you the specs, because there's a lot of them in variations as well. So the P1 is actually going to be unveiled in Paris next Tuesday, and that's actually where they're going to be releasing a lot of more actual details and everything. So let's hope and see if it's going to be coming up. But here's the interesting parts of it. The actual P1 is expected to combine the 3.8-liter V8 with from the MP4 12C, and it's supposed to have some kind of hybrid that gives it about 1,000 horsepower. Very convenient. So I guess they're going on to the actual new age high-tech hybrid formats of supercars now. So let's see how that's going to go on in that part. The other thing is that, not necessarily to be the fastest and absolute top speed, but to be the quickest and most rewarding series production road car on a circuit. Then, for people that don't know that, I have really no idea what else that means. But yeah, good way to go, McLaren. So let's see how actually this starts to unveil, and hopefully we'll be able to find out if whether or not the McLaren actually stands up to its actual reputation, or if not, this new kind of hybrid supercar is going to be a bye-bye history format as well. So guys, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and we'll be seeing each other soon. Hopefully. I mean, it's been a really long time since we did this video. It's because I was overseas learning French. Bonjour, je m'appelle Adolfo Hernandez, et tu? Très bien, merci. Also, translate, Google Translate. Hope to see you guys next time, and just a quick review again. Keep watching ADHCC, spread the word, and let's hopefully see each other next Thursday. School and work have actually been depleting my powers. Yeah, my superpowers from actually being able to actually communicate with you guys via internet format. It's not a recording. I mean, every time you click that play button, everything's live. So, you know, you go back, and I go back in time. So as we're speaking right now, this is actually live. We're live, and if you go back, it's gonna be like, this is live, guys. As we're speaking right now. Deja vu, huh? Well, I'm just kidding, guys. But I'll see you guys next Thursday. Hopefully, right? Au revoir, adios, and goodbye. Hope to have everybody's having a great day as well. Take care. Bye-bye.